feminine energy is the key to you growing your business sustainably. Feminine energy is the one thing. I know I always say there's not one way, there's not one secret, but if I had to pick one, if I had to pick one thing that made the biggest difference in my business, but also in my life, it's feminine energy. Learning about feminine energy, activating my own feminine energy, slash like reconnecting with it, arriving in my feminine energy as like my default state of being, landing in my body as like my more default state of being, which isn't to say that every day I wake up and I'm just like, I feel so cozy in my body. La, la, la. Like, of course, I have days where I go into my mind, I stress about things, but it's that my default state of being has become being in my body, being in my feminine energy, rather than thinking. And for me, and I know so many people can relate to this, so many women can relate to this, I've spent my whole life thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And while I always had a good life on paper, I was always wondering why I didn't feel better. I was essentially making all of my decisions in life from my head, wondering why I didn't feel fulfilled by those decisions in my body. My body needed something different. My body wanted something different, but I always followed my mind. And in my case, and again, I know a lot of people can relate to this. In my mind, I wanted things from like the wrong place. I wanted things because I thought they would look cool. They would make me happier. But again, because I wasn't in my body, I didn't even fully really know what happiness felt like, what happiness tasted like. Yeah, I got a bite here and there, I got a little taste here and there, but honestly, and I know this sounds dramatic, but this truly changed my life, and it's my mission to bring this kind of pleasure to more women. Coming home to my feminine energy, making my feminine energy my home, like I said, my default state, it has allowed me to experience a level of freedom and inner peace and happiness that I didn't even know existed. By the way, if you can hear birds in the back and all sorts of weird noises, that is because I'm literally recording this right now on my phone, sitting in the garden of the hotel I'm currently staying at. But we make our own rules, we break the rules all the time, and I just felt like me sitting here right now, just recording this real and raw, was gonna be the best episode that this could be. So here we are. I hope that post-production can fix anything that needs to be fixed around this. Anyways, back to why feminine energy is the key to growing your business sustainably. It is totally possible to grow $1 million empire, $1 billion empire from your masculine energy, but it's not going to be sustainable. And we've seen it so many times. We see collectively like so many women, and it hurts my heart, it hurts my soul. We see so many women following the more masculine principles that are not in alignment with the feminine, following those principles, using the more like masculine rules of success and finding success on paper, but being in exactly the situation that I just described, where you're constantly wondering why things don't feel as good as you thought they would. Why you're constantly in your head, why your head is constantly spinning, why you're always so busy. It's like you can do it if you push hard enough, but you're not going to be able to sustain it. And oh yeah, that's where I was going. Like, and we have seen so many women who did amazing work, who either like burned down their businesses, like just closed the businesses, or took like a year-long sabbatical or longer, because it just was not sustainable for them. The business in itself looked beautiful on paper. There was so much success. But as I always say, like, can we really call it success if it's costing us our peace, if it's costing us our soul, if it's costing us our health? When you come home to your feminine energy, when you really make feminine energy not something that you activate by sitting in the bathtub after you worked in your masculine energy all day long, then you can really start working, or then you are starting to work with your body, with your nature. You stop working against yourself and you start working with yourself. Your natural gifts, your natural talents, things that just feel naturally good and right for you. You no longer operate based on what you think you should do, what you think would make you happy. You're no longer in a state of pushing through to get to a result, but you can really start to love the process, to fall in love with the process. And you can also really sensualize your business. I find that this is something when I introduce this concept to my clients, everybody's hearts just melts. Everybody just literally, like, their energy changes right away. And it's because that's a very feminine trait. It's a very feminine attribute. Like, we beautify things, we sensualize things. It's again like being in the body. It's, the same pleasure we feel when we put on a nice piece of clothes, a nice piece of garment, and it's not fucking polyester, but it's silk, it's pure cotton. Like, we just feel a different sense. And this is exactly what we're doing, symbolically speaking, in the business. We throw out the polyester and we bring in nice silks. It's whole less is more attitude where we can literally do less. And this is not just some manifestation bullshit. We can literally do less, but the potency of every single thing that we do becomes exponentially higher. And therefore, our results are also starting to be exponential. Now, I know you're going to ask, okay, sounds wonderful. I get it. Makes sense. How do I do this? First of all, you're probably going to have to drop the ways you've been optimizing yourself over the years. As women who spend their whole lives in their mind, we like to turn everything into a process. And for this journey, I'm going to invite you to let go of that and just decide, for starters, that you're ready for this journey, you're excited for this journey, you're willing to fully immerse yourself into it, you're willing to be led, you're willing to be guided. Because listen, just making another list, just making another perfect plan on how you're going to do it is you being absolutely stuck in your masculine energy. The feminine flows, the feminine goes with her intuition, with her feelings, with her body, like I said. And so allow your body to lead. And this is the thing that I want to invite you for right now. Something you can do, because I know you want something to do. Put your hand on your heart and take at least 3 deep belly breaths. Really feel your belly expand. Maybe hold the breath a little bit at the top and then release, exhale, and see how you're starting to slow down internally. And then maybe after listening to this, or maybe as you're listening right now, go outside. You don't need shoes, right? It's really good to just be barefoot in the grass, in the sand, wherever you are. Activate those senses. This is also helping us get into the body. And I'm telling you, and this is why I'm saying, like, don't conceptualize this. Get into your body and the body will lead you. This is your main job. Put yourself in nature, put your feet on the ground, take some deep breaths, move your body, dance, belly dance, shake those hips, shake that ass, but not for performance, but just by being led by your body. And then if you really want one thing that you can do business wise right now, I would suggest you really feel into, like, what do you want your business to feel like? So many times we look at how to design our perfect product suite, how to launch the next product, how to sell this and that, or how to sell more. But it's like, how do you want your business to feel for yourself and for other people? And this can be more just like a vibe type of thing, but this can even be as specific as, like, how do I want people to feel when they, for example, land on my Instagram page? Like, what's the vibe, what's the energy I want them to marinate in if they're spending time on my profile? What always helps me and my clients is to really think about, like, if this was an offline boutique, what would you design it like? Like, what would it look like? And again, be in the process, bring in your body, because I know a lot of women who are more in their masculine energy right now, they will design their boutique in a different way than once they are more in their feminine. So don't come at this from your mind. That's what I'm saying. Like, put yourself in nature, put yourself on the ground, and just be open, devote yourself to the journey, because doing this from masculine energy is not gonna do the job. Like, yes, you'll have a design, you'll have a vibe, but it's not gonna be what you want. And you will feel, I can promise you this, you will feel when something lands, because we are shifting from living in our head to living in our bodies. You will feel when it's a yes. You will feel when something clicks. And you will very likely then reach out to your phone, send me a message on Instagram and be like, oh my God, Christina, something just clicked. Now, if you want me to dive deeper into the topic, just put it in the comments below or send me a DM on Instagram. Absolutely happy to dive deeper into this, but please just send me your specific questions or like what you would like me to dive deeper into. Happy to touch upon that, but that really helps me understand like kind of what more you're looking for. And for now, thanks for hanging out with me, and also you're welcome. If you watched this in video form, I hope you enjoyed the beautiful views. I will see you in the next video.